To begin, decide where you want to part your bangs, and then use a brush and a hair dryer to make them stand at the roots. Next, decide how far back you want your bangs to be. Get some depth of approximately 2 to 2.5 inches from the front. Once you have chosen the end point, find the point on the side of the hair flow that aligns to the outside of your pupil and separate the hair by the line connecting the 2 points. Then, right here is where I want the hair to stand up the most, by the edge right here. So, let's gather up the hair so that you can use the curler around this area. Slightly tilted, then straight from the base. Pull the hair out like this and wrap the curler around. This is how it looks right now. Moving on, by the center, I'll use 2 hot curlers side by side. Find the point at the edge of the second hot curler all the way to the face line and connect them at a point slightly higher than the eyebrows. Then, separate the hair like this and wrap the hot curler around it. At this time, I want the hair to rise up in the back. So, pull the entire chunk slightly backward and curl it. Curl the hair on the other side in the same way. It should look like this now that it's done. Now, let's get to the inner triangular base. This time, I'm going to take a wide triangular base. It should be around this size. Pull up this hair into a high position, neatly comb through it, and then braid this part tightly at the root. When you have braided the hair, use a rubber band to tie it tightly. Next, take this bundle of hair, wrap it around the roots, and secure it with pins. When you do so, begin with inserting a U-pin to hold it. Next, take bobby pins and insert one from the right and towards the bottom left corner, and another from the left to the right corner. Make sure the 2 pins are inserted crossing each other. Next, we're going to start the tying up process. If the hair is frizzy like this, make sure to blow it out, or use a straightener before you start the tying up process. Make sure to remove the frizziness, especially behind the ears. For the side part as well, hair around the hairline should be straightened out so that it will be easier to create a neater surface afterwards. Once you've gotten rid of the frizziness, split the hair to the left and right. Since it's long enough, I'm going to take both side and back hair when bringing it around like this. In this case, there will be lots of volume, so if you plan on teasing hair, divide the hair into inner and outer sections like this. That way you can tease the hair separately. Also, since we're going to be teasing a wide area of hair, I think it will be easier if you divide the hair into 2 parts. Also, for this teased hair process, the overall shape will change depending on where you pull out the hair. So, I'm going to take a wider chunk of hair this time. Once you're done teasing this hair on top and bottom, bring them up together and pin it with a hair clip. While we're at it, let's tease the remaining hair right here. Once you've teased the inside and outside of the hair, bring down each section and combine the top and bottom slices together. Do the same process for the other side as well. For this side though, let's look at it from the side to get a closer look at the position where we're pulling it out. If necessary, tease the hair on this side and the remaining hair. This way, it blends naturally. Here's what it looks like when both sides are teased. Now, in this area, I'm going to place a hair pad here. It should be big enough to cover all of the teased hair. From here, while maintaining the nice outline, I'll apply pressure to the teased area. While continuing to apply pressure, I'm going to work on the edge of the hair pad. Let's secure it with multiple pins, as if we're sewing. Now, let's fix the other side in the same way. Here's how it looks from a distance. Let's start with the hair bundle on the left and bring it around. Comb the hair nicely on the left side first. Take the edge of the teased hair and hold it down with your open hand. If your hold is good, you can get a clean look on the outline when brought around like this. Then, while pressing down on the teased hair, twist and turn the ends of the hair, while making sure that the middle area is not loose. Use bobby pins to fix the hair. When doing so, do not try fixing it with just one pin, but instead always use multiple pins to lower the risk of the hair falling apart. For instance, if you place only one pin for this process, once that pin comes off, the shape will no longer be maintained, so there's not really any reason to be lazy and just use one pin here. At this point, if there are any hair strands, use a spray to blend it in with the hair bundle. Spray and hold like this, as if polishing up the surface. Let's do the same thing for the other side. When you've finished tying the hair together, it will look like this. For the hair ends right here, you can just roll it up and tuck it into the back of the hair pad. If it seems to keep sticking out, then use a U-pin to hold it in place. Once we're done with that, take a hair pad that is nice and stretched and stick it on right here to cover up the details. Hold it like this and take this side of the edge right here and pin it with a bobby pin. For this side as well, pin it with a bobby pin as if you were inserting it underneath. Now that we have somewhat of the desired shape, let's work on the top part of the hair. Remove all the curlers except for the bangs to work on this upper section. Generally, when teasing the hair, you should start from the outermost layer. This is how it looks so far. Now, remove the hot curlers from the bangs. This is the main part of today's style. I'll show you how to style it using the surface strands. First of all, if you want to make the surface strands, start from this part line and leave some room about the width of one finger on the front. From there, separate the hair bundles slightly diagonally and put aside 2 thin layers. In order to let it stand up, take a chunk of hair that is parallel to this part line, pull it upward while at it, and tease it well at the root. At this time, I want there to be more teased hair in the front than in the back. So, once you've added the first layer of teased hair, shift the comb a bit, and then add the second layer of teased hair from here. Once the second layer of teased hair is in place, do the exact same thing you just did, and add a third layer of teased hair. Then the teased hair will look like this. When you look at it from the side, the front will stand up and goes towards the back, making it easier to create a cleaner shape overall. Use hairspray here. Next up is the second layer. Take a parallel slice from the second layer as well and pull it up like you did in the previous step. It should look a little closer to the front than the previous one. At this position, tease the hair at the root first. For the second line, move the comb forward a little and get the hair teased. This way, like the previous step, the back is lower and the front is higher. The first slice has 3 layers of hair teased in the front. This slice has 2 layers. Now that there is 1 fewer layer, we're holding just 1 layer of teased hair. And hairspray it. With this, looking up from the front, there will be 1, 2, and then 3 layers, and the height will increase as it approaches the hair part, automatically creating the teased hair base. From here on, let's start with this front part with a bunch of the fluffy teased hair. Gently comb it through and brush it out like this. Spray lightly on this part. And starting from the bottom slice, put each layer on top of each other. Once all 3 slices are neatly arranged, hold them together high and make sure to cover the gaps between each slice, creating an overall nice flow. It's like you're working in the air. Adjust the slices while holding it up high. Like this, the surface should be neatly brushed on your hand. Hold it from the base, align it neatly, and gradually move it downward. At this time, spray on the back side of it. I'm going to harden the inside gently. Make sure to connect the hair surface and the bangs that you've just created and blend it in to make it look natural. Spray it only to lightly hold it in place. Clean out the hair edges first, while holding down the ends of the hair. Make sure there are no rough patches on the surface, and finally, spray the surface side to fix it in place. Now, if you've finished with the bangs, take the slice of hair you left on the surface, take another thin slice, separate them, and pull it up tightly while teasing the hair at the root. For this as well, make sure there is more teased hair in the front like you did for your bangs. Then, while pulling it up like this, spray the roots and comb the sides neatly. While holding the roots with a comb or your fingers, bring the hair to the front. To avoid flattening the roots of the hair bundle you just brought to the front, pull it back to a clean surface while holding it up. Then spray it from the back side. This will allow the maintaining of the shape and style. First, lightly spray the hair ends. Then, gradually spread the roof-like portion of the hair on this side, spread it to the front, and make it look like there are two overlapping surfaces. Finally, apply the same technique to the hair left on this side. After teasing the hair, spray the hair while lowering the roots. And just before it hardens, bring the hair back to the front while holding the roots with a comb or your fingers. Then do the same thing as the first layer, while hardening the back side with spray, smooth out the surface. When doing so, determine the placement of the hair bundle while looking at the overall height, balance, and fix of it. From the front, the layers of the bangs should look like this, where there seem to be thin layers that overlap. You can create a finished look that's not just strands or fully flat. So, what did you think of it? Today, it was more of an idea than a new technique. I hope you can see how a new look can be created from just a bit of creativity. It made me think I should pay attention to the details when styling hair from now on. This was Tanaka from Zen Hair and Makeup, and I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe and give this video a like. Thanks for watching.